How we doing, my fellow YouTubers? I'm at Ace4 and with another unboxing video, and today we have the Samsung Galaxy S3, the hottest smartphone of 2012, and we are going to take a look at it right here. Alright, so here is the Samsung Galaxy S3 box from AT&T, and we're going to take a look at it. Let's flip it over. We have a nice sleeve here, nice blue sleeve. And let's take a look at the back specs. Not sure if you can see these. Alright, well, we got 4G LTE capability. We have a 4.8 Super HD AMOLED display, NFC enabled, 1.5 GHz dual core processor, all share play, an 8.0 rear facing camera, full HD 1080p playback and recording, and then down here we have Wi-Fi certified and Android technology, currently running ice cream sandwich jelly bean, or excuse me, Android ice cream sandwich. So let's take a look, and this is the 16GB version from AT&T, and let's get into it here. We'll take this sleeve off, place that up there, and here we have the Samsung Galaxy S3 box. As we open it up, we see the beautiful Samsung Galaxy S3. I got mine in pebble blue, so let's pull this out real quick, and we'll put that off to the side, and we'll take out the rest of the contents of the package here. Open it up, and here we have the Samsung Galaxy S3 manual in English and Spanish. So take that out, put that up there. Looks like a little plastic thing. And here we have the quick start guide for the Samsung Galaxy S3, full of nice images and information on how to get your phone started up and running. Place that off to the side here. And we have the SIM card holder for AT&T. And here we have the Samsung headphones. And it looks like inside we have gels for the earpieces. And we have a microphone and a speaker right in here on the headphones, which is good for talk and standby, or for talk. And here we have the 2100 milliamp Samsung battery, which is good for like 10 hours of talk time. We'll get more into the specs in a minute. Put that up here. Here we have the USB charging cradle, so you plug your USB right in there, and you can go ahead and go. And we have Samsung written on there. Nice gloss finish, nice red, or excuse me, black. And in here we have the USB charging cable. That also comes with it. You got your micro USB cable, or micro USB, and your USB 2.0. Plug that into your either your charging cradle here to plug it into the wall adapter, or you can plug it into your computer to get data or charge it up. So we'll put all this off to the side, and we'll take a look at the Galaxy S3. Alright, so before we get into the actual Samsung Galaxy S3 here, we're going to do a quick size comparison between the Samsung Galaxy S3 of AT&T, the Samsung Captivate of AT&T, and the generic Apple iPod. This is like the first generation of the Apple iPod, so it's pretty old right now. Doesn't even come with a camera anymore, or this one doesn't come with a camera. Alright, so here is my original device, the Samsung Captivate. I'll take the case off here so it's a little bit more fair. And we can see that how much more massive the screen is on the Galaxy S3 than on the Captivate. The screens aren't on, but you can see pretty much that there's quite a bit of difference on the Galaxy S3 screen than there is on the Captivate screen. And we can see if we put them together how much more thin the Galaxy S3 screen, or the phone, is than the Captivate. And then we'll put that down on the side there, and we'll look at the Apple iTouch, and we'll see it's just incredibly massive on the Galaxy S3 compared to the iPod. And we'll put them together and we'll look, and just there's quite a comparison there, especially more compared to the Captivate, but it looks like the Galaxy S3 is definitely thinner. So we'll put them off to the side, and we will get into the actual Samsung Galaxy S3. Alright, so here's the Galaxy S3. We will take off this screen protector here so you can get a better look at its beautiful 4.8 Super HD AMOLED display. and we will take off the back here. And there we are. It is a beautiful display. You can't really, we'll see it better when we have the when we have it all booted up. And here we have the 2100 milliamp battery. It's 22 hours of talk time, about 830 hours of standby time, and it has so it's from what I've heard, it's not the best battery in the world, but there's not much you can do about that. It'll have to suffice. You just got to watch your usage fairly carefully. So here we will take a look at the phone. 4.8 inch Super HD AMOLED display. It is 8.38 inches tall by 2.78 inches wide and 0.34 inches thick. So it is quite a large phone, and it comes in at about 4.69 ounces, 133 grams. Still fairly light. The battery's not in there yet, but I can just feel how light it is, especially if I compare it up to my Captivate. This one has the battery in, but still I can feel definitely a difference when this one will have the battery in. It still will be lighter than the Captivate. Just one other thing to note before we get into the before we put the battery into the Galaxy S3 here. This is the Pebble Blue version. Also comes in white for the AT&T model, and other carriers have red. But the screen here is made of Corning Gorilla Glass, which is supposed to be very durable. I've seen people take knives to it, and they've done some crazy stuff to it, and it hasn't scratched. It's very durable, but I would still suggest putting a screen protector on it, and possibly a case. Actually, I ordered a case, so it should come in the near future, and I'll do an unboxing of that. I'll show you how that goes on and what I think of it. So let's go over the features on the outside of the phone here. Up here we have a flash, we have our camera, and we have our speaker. I'll talk more about the cameras in a moment. If we flip it over the front here, we have an LED notification up here, so it'll blink when you have a text message, when you have a missed call, all that good stuff. Up here we have our speaker and our Samsung logo. We have two sensors, light sensors and touch sensors, and we have our front-facing camera. On the side here we have our standard power button. If we flip it up to the top, we have a secondary speaker and a 3.5mm headphone jack where you can put your headphones that Samsung has provided you in the box. If we flip it over to the left side here, we have our up and down volume rocker, which is typical and usually on the left side of the devices nowadays. If we look, we have a button down here. I don't know if you can see it on camera. It is just set into the phone, and when you tap it, it'll work. When the screen is on, it is the menu button. It'll bring up the settings. It'll bring up all that good stuff. And then we have an actual home button here where you can touch and tap, which is good, so you always know where it is, so you can actually feel it. And over here we have a back button, which is typical. On the bottom we have our micro USB charging port, which is fairly small and new on this device, and we have our primary microphone. With the front-facing camera here, we have a 1.9 megapixel front-facing camera. It can record 720p video, and it is capable of taking different face detection and exposure settings. If we flip it over the back here, we have our 8 megapixel camera, and this has so many different settings that you can use when you go into the camera and take pictures, and this flash is quite bright. It does a great job of lighting up the scene if you're using it at night. So the camera on this phone is definitely high quality. It comes with two. If you want to FaceTime or Skype or whatever with the front-facing camera, it is quite a lot easier than using the one on the back. So now we will take off the back of the phone here, which is made of quite flimsy plastic. It is quite difficult to take off originally, but it does get easier, I believe, as you use your phone. It'll come off a little bit easier. So we'll take off we'll put in the battery here, and we'll put the back back on, and we will boot up this beautiful device, and we'll get to see it in action. While it's booting up, I'll talk about a few of the settings. Let's see if it, alright, here, I felt the vibrate. So we have it's quad-core device. It is currently running Android Ice Cream Sandwich 4.0.4, and there is a new update for that. Jelly Bean 4.0.1 or 4.1.4, I believe. I'm not positive on that, but I will put out a new video with that coming up when I update my device. we talked about the different camera settings, and it can play back 1080p full video, and it also records on the back in 1080p. I'm going to go through the settings here, and I'll meet you back on the other side when I'm done with all these good stuff setting up, typical for the phone. So I'll meet you back. Alright, so here is the beautiful 4.8 inch Super HD AMOLED display. It is 720 pixels by 1280 pixels, and it is a 306 pixel per inch density. It is capable of producing over 16 million colors, which is quite astounding. And you can't really see it as well on camera, but you can just, it's a beautiful display, and the camera doesn't do it any justice. You can't tell the true colors that are actually involved when you see this screen. It is just massive and it is beautiful. So this is currently running 1.5 gigahertz processor on Android Ice Cream Sandwich, which is 4.0.4. I'm going to show you that real quick. And the next update for this phone, here we are, for Android version 4.0.4. The next version for this phone is Android 4.1.2, which is Jelly Bean, and that is actually available out on Samsung Keys right now. You can download that. There are a few changes. I've seen it, but not many, and I don't know if you are interested, but you can go check that out. So here we have the home screen preloaded with 7 home screens, all of which are easily customizable, and you can move widgets. You can move icons around, move them wherever you want, contact, switch it, do whatever you'd like to, customize it the way you want. This is one of the reasons I went with the Samsung Galaxy S3, which is the top-selling smartphone in the world right now, over the Apple iPhone 5. There's not many customization options available with the iPhone 5. And I'm coming from a Samsung device previously, so I definitely like the customization features that Android provides to its users. In the future, I'm going to do a tips and tricks video on this device, so I'll show you the cool little features and different aspects of the phone that sometimes are overlooked. But if we go into contacts right here, actually let's not go into contacts, let's go into camera. So if we go into camera, we can see that it comes with an 8 megapixel camera, which I talked about before. We can put the flash on. We're going to take a picture, and there's the flash. You saw it on camera. I'll turn that back off. But these buttons up here, you can move them in and out. You can take them out. You can play with them. You can do whatever you'd like, however you'd like to organize them, customize them. It's all up to you. And we can switch them any way we'd like. There's so many different features on here that we can switch around with. But this phone has so many different options. It's really not comparable to any other phone on the market, on Android's market, where you can switch things like this. So let's go into the settings menu here. We have our Wi-Fi toggle on, Bluetooth toggle on. If you tap them and you click on, it'll bring up a whole bunch of different options with your Wi-Fi settings in the area. Over here we have data usage. You can slide it to set your usage for the month so you don't go over. If we go into more settings, we have airplane mode, typical of Android devices and iPhone devices. We have mobile networks. You can turn on your data usage. Mine is currently turned off. We have tethering and portable hotspot, NFC enabled. Android Beam, S-Beam, which is new for the Samsung Galaxy S3. If you take your phone and another Galaxy S3, you can easily transfer pictures, videos, contacts with the other person, and it'll work fairly easily. We have Wi-Fi Direct, all share CAS, VPN, keys via Wi-Fi and nearby devices. If we go back to the main home settings here, we have sound. As we go through the sound, they have different volumes. We have vibration intensity, sound profiles, vibrate, mute, volume, where you can adjust all the different volumes in here. We have the device ringtone, device vibration, default notification, sound and vibration. And then we go to key tones, touch tones, sound or screen lock sound, haptic feedback, and auto haptic. Let's go back. We have display. We have our brightness settings, which is typical. We have our screen timeout, stay smart, and if we look up here, there are two sensors, and one of them is used for the stay smart setting, which will determine if you're looking at the screen, and if you are, then the screen will turn on. But if you turn your head away for a second to look at the TV or something, the screen will turn off to conserve battery. If we look at the touch key light duration, if we have it always on, the touch keys on the bottom will light up, which is the menu key and the back key. If we turn it off, it will always be off, which is quite difficult, so let's turn it back to 6 seconds. We have different font styles, font sizes, adjust screen tone, and display the battery percentage up in the top right hand corner, which is good, so you don't have to download a battery display from the Google Play Store. We have gyroscope calibration, so we put it down, we just tap it, tap calibrate, it will automatically calibrate and make sure your phone is perfectly displayed on the screen. We have different wallpaper settings in here. You can change it from the home screen, the lock screen, or both. It comes with different live wallpapers and different wallpapers already stocked on the phone. LED indication, which is up here. If we turn all these on, if we have a missed call, we have low battery, or it's charging, the light up here will turn on either red or blue, depending on what the event is. And there are apps in the Google Play Store where you can download, and you can switch the colors of those depending on the event. If you get a text message from your mom, it'll display differently than if you get a text message from your brother or something. The motion on this phone is quite interesting. So if we go to motion activation, we turn that on. We can direct call. So if you're on your contact screen and you want to call someone, instead of pressing the call button, you just put the phone right up to your ear and it will call automatically. We have smart alert, double tap to top. So if you're in your contacts list and you're all the way at the bottom or in the middle or something, you just double tap the top of the screen or the top of the device, and it will scroll all the way to the top of the list. Tilt to zoom, so you put your two fingers on the screen, you zoom in by tilting, pan to move icon, pan to browse images, shake to update, turn over to mute and pause. So if we are watching a video or something and we want to talk to someone, we just put the phone down on the table or something and the video will pause. Or if someone's calling and you want to reject the call, just go and turn the phone over and it will automatically ignore the call, or it will silence the ringer. Palm to swipe to capture, so if we take our hand and we slide our palm over it, it should capture. See, now we have a screenshot. This is one of the new features Android has added to this device. And also, if we take our thumb and we put it on the home button, and we take our other thumb and we put it on the power button and we hold them down for a second, it will take a screenshot of whatever you're looking at. We have power saving mode, which can disable different settings and enable others to save battery on this phone. That the battery does drain fairly quickly, so you just have to be mindful of that. You can turn the power setting on, it'll disable your Wi-Fi, it'll turn down your display, and all that good stuff. We have storage. This is the 16 gigabyte version, but you can also put in a SD card for up to 64 gigabytes of expandable memory, which is something this phone has and the iPhone 5 does not. We can look at the battery. We can see how the battery has worked over the past however many hours. We can look at the graph of that and what has eaten up most of the battery. Application Manager, Accounts and Sync, Location Services, Security, and Screen Lock. So there's different screen options now for the locking. We have password, pin, pattern, voice and face, motion, and swipe. The face is new, so if you take a picture of your face, you can actually unlock it with your face, but there are some downfalls to that. If you have a beard and you don't have a beard anymore, it might not help to get in with the face lock, but you also have a backup password to get in. We have screen lock options if you want to add shortcuts. So if you're here, you just drag them up. If you're in the shortcut setting or in the lock screen, just turn it on. You could just drag up the messaging icon and it'll bring up messaging. So we'll turn that off. We have information ticker, so if you want to get like news or stocks or something, you can set that up, and at the bottom of your lock screen will roll news and Yahoo News. We can set up a quick camera, so if we press and hold the screen and rotate the device, it'll open the camera up. You can put a clock on there, you can put 2 clocks, you can put weather, ripple effect, helps text, wake up on the lock screen, you put a command, so if you want to say wake up phone, and you just say that, the screen will automatically open without even having to touch it. We have owner information, you can put your whatever you want, keep away from my phone, and here it will display on the lock screen. We have different SIM settings, we have different SD settings, all different things in here. Language input, backup and reset, accessory, date and time, accessibility, developer options, and about device. And I showed you this before. Android 4.0, model number Samsung SGH-I747, which is Samsung Galaxy S3. Another cool thing about this device is the task manager that it comes with. So if we go and we hold this home button here, it'll bring up the recent tasks that we've been through. All I got to do is swipe to get rid of them, or you click remove all. And if we go back into the task manager here, we can see the different downloaded apps. Currently there are none from the App Store, Google Play Store. We can clear the RAM, we can end all active applications, and we can go to the stored to the phone. We see there's 247 megabytes taken up of 12 gigabytes on the phone. Here's more help information about how to use your Samsung Galaxy S3, and there is also device help, which is in the apps, and it'll go through, oh, not that one. There is different applications in here that'll help you to use your phone better. Alright, so if we go into the app setting down here, this is one cool thing that this phone has, and you can hide applications. So say you don't want AT&T Navigator or AllShare or Chat on, we can hide all these applications, all the bloatware that AT&T sends with their phone, just by pressing done. Now it's gone. So we don't have to look at all the crap on here that we don't want to see if we don't want to see messages or whatever. You can just simply hide that, and that will free up a lot of visual space on here for the apps you download from the Play Store, which is right in here. And you can go in there, download any app you want. Most apps are in there, similar to the iPhone App Store. There's so many different options on here that you can go through. If we go into phone here, we have the keypad, nice and big numbers so you can see where you're dialing. We have logs, we have favorites, and we have contacts. So also loaded on this device we have S-Voice, which is similar to Siri and the iPhone. And basically if you talk, it will try to answer your question, tell you the weather, and all that good stuff. So, hi Galaxy, it might not work here, but yeah, it's not working too. Hi Galaxy, yeah, it's not working too well, but you get the basic premise of it. If you've seen Siri before, it's pretty similar to it. It's a little bit slower. It doesn't work as well as Siri does, but it still helps to get the job done. If you want to send a text message, you want to call someone, it can usually do those simple tasks such as that. And there are so many different things here. I'll make a tips and tricks video in the coming days to show you what I like about this phone and how it's different than other phones. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them in the comments section below. You can follow me on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and Kiki. I'll put them in the description below like always. And you can go and follow me on Facebook, see my recent videos that I've posted. And if you have any comments, questions, like I said, just put them in the comment section below, or you can send me a message. I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. If there's anything else you'd like to know, I'll try to make a new video about it. And in the coming days, I'll make a tips and tricks video on this, an update about the ice cream sandwich, or the jelly bean update, and also my new case, which should be arriving very shortly, that I'll put on this phone. So if you have any questions, like I said, do what you do. And thanks for watching. We unboxed the Samsung Galaxy S3 and we took a look at most of its features. Thanks everyone, have a great day.